Well, hello there, friends and family. Here we are again. Day 32. Let's see. It's April 17th. One more day. It'll be my birthday. I'll make it to 64 years old. You have to excuse me. Coughing a little bit. Because what have I been doing? I've been mowing. And trying to clean this yard up. I took some of y'all's suggestions. And kept the hillside, mowed a couple of strips up there by the road. Got Magoo here. He's trying to nurse on Cleo. I can't see Cleo. Cleo. There's Cleo. I think she's got kittens somewhere. She hasn't brought them around yet. There's Magoo. There's Cleo. Rubbing all over her. So, y'all get to see Cleo again. And there's my Cleo, poor Cleo. Her hair's grown back in. And everything. Of course, nobody's put a collar on poor little Cleo. And that. But anyway, what we've been up to is trying to get everything mowed on up. Like I said, I took your suggestion, left the hillside the way it was, and maybe the city won't cite me for it as we leave dewberries, flowers, and everything else for nature and wildlife and that. But it's getting on in the afternoon, and I just wanted to come out here on the front porch there and talk to you all a little bit about things been going on. And I know I didn't put a video out yesterday, but just really didn't feel much up to it. That's the way it is sometimes. Sometimes you gotta let things go and just go on with life. Get things done. But what we're going to do now is take a little walk, show you what we got done. Not a lot. And then we'll come on back and we'll chat a while longer. So let's head on around here, and you'll notice got a lot more of this mowed, especially up here by the hillside. And like I said, I took y'all's advice and I left me most of this the way it was. And that. I enjoy it. Many of y'all said need to contact somebody and make the place wildlife habitat, and I'm going to look into that more. See what all that takes. I mean, I've got everything here. Got the habitat, got the food, got the water. Should be okay. Now, with all that said, I've been suffering a little bit with all this pollen. I wanted to show you one thing right here, and I've talked about this in past videos. This right here in front of you, and this is really beautiful. This is Chinese privet. And it was brought into the U.S. and all of y'all have seen this, especially in urban areas, make hedges out of it. And it does make a great hedge. I remember my father planting it and making hedges out of it. But the pollen from this, woo, it wreaks havoc on me this time of year. The smell is just amazing though. I do love the smell. But as soon as I smell it, I know times are gonna get tough. What are you guys doing? What y'all doing? Magoo? Cleo? Come on. You gonna follow me around? So we got all this mowed on up. That way maybe the city will ease off us a little bit. And we got everything sort of kinda picked up here around the old clothesline planting pole, so we can get some things planted here once I get done with this video. And pulled up all the weeds we had, mowed around it, made it look all nice. Got this little patch up here mowed and that, and stacked up all the biomass right here. It's up about 3 feet high again. And you know, I was thinking about that. You'll go online and see, you know, if you don't have a compost pile that's at least 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot high. What are you doing, Cleo? You up there on the Troy built? You my baby, aren't you? Nobody loves you but Papa, huh? That's okay. I love you. Of course, there's Magoo. He's on the tractor too. But let me tell you something. You can stack it up on your ground, and the worms, they'll start eating it from the bottom up. The reason I know that, because what you're seeing right here is what this looked like last year. And it's down to, at best, just a little bit of leaf matter left. You can see it right here on top of nice brown compost. So it's going to happen, you know. Just got to give it time. And the last time I put any of the leaves or grass clippings on this was early fall. This is what I got left. And I've been harvesting it to top off my little plantings. So, what do you think, Magoo? Think it's a good thing? Yep. It's wild. That's okay. So, back over here to this planting area. And what I've decided to do here is I've decided to put in Kentucky Wonder pole beans on both sides of this and that. And on either end, where Magoo's at, I'm going to put some more okra. Then over here I'm going to put some more. In 2018, even though the beans were rattlesnake pole beans, that's exactly what I had. I had pole beans and I had okra, and it just did a marvelous job. Now, over here, now I got weeded right before I grabbed the old GoPro. I got to rake off the leaf cover. I'm going to go ahead and put me in some cucumbers, and I'll show you what kind. So, why am I showing you all this? I'm showing you that because food's becoming ever more important. For those of you who aren't keeping track of it, there's been a lot of meat processing plants closing. Smithfield pork facilities closing. I think now they've actually closed 5 facilities. Tyson, which is one of the largest chicken raising companies and processing companies, they're closing multiple plants. Many feedlots are closed. And I don't have enough land here to raise a whole lot of meat. You know, I could get some chickens, and I thought about doing that. And I probably will, if that's still an option, come fall. And I'll probably get some bunnies. Cattle and pigs, not so much. But between what I grow garden wise and what I grow in smaller animals, I should be fine. See, I'm not looking at what I'm gonna need this year in 2020. I'm looking out at 2021. That's when I think we're gonna have a severe problem. And I'm gonna tell you why. Now, let me show you what we're going to be putting in these different places, okay? Now, these right here in this Ziploc bag, I'm not sure you can see what's written on them in the Sharpie. These are Kentucky Wonder pole beans from last year. Hey, Cleo, I saved my seed. This is an important thing to learn how to do, and beans are real simple. Just let the pods dry on the vine towards the end of the season. Them dry thoroughly, the beans dry, then you just shell them out. I put them on a paper plate, and then I let them continue to dry in the kitchen. Then I bag them up, just like I have here. And why is that so important? Why not buy more? Well, as all of y'all are knowing, seeds are getting to be hard to come by. Right, Cleo? So, by saving your own, you'll have them for the next year. But another thing is they become climatized to your area. These Kentucky Wonder pole beans, they made it through last year. They made it through my heat, my drought, and they'll be better for it. And I'll go ahead and plant them this year, and they'll do much better for it. This was the packet of seeds that I actually used. This is one of them, and I think I have here's the partial pack that I had from Burpee that I actually planted the beans that I harvested that are in here last year. So that's what we're going to put in right around this particular planting area. And then I'm going to be putting in Clemson spineless okra. Now let me show you that real quick. Well, for the life of me, my Clemson spineless okra isn't in my little seed bag I brought out. But anyway, where I got the seed from last year was from Ohio Seed Company, that little family-owned operation that I recommend. And I saved my own, and I actually got pods sitting in the house. And I'll be using those here again, because they're acclimatized to my area, to plant on this here west end and that east end in okra. And Clemson spineless okra, that's pretty much, you can bet on it. It will come up, it'll do just fine, especially here in the deep south. Now, what we're going to do is head on over here, back to where we're going to put our cucumbers in. The reason we're going to put cucumbers in here is because that clothesline pole planting got full sun from morning to about mid-afternoon, but here, as you can see now, it's quite shaded, and it's 3:30 in the afternoon. And cucumbers, they do just fine in the morning sun. In the late afternoon or full sun here in the deep south, not so much. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be planting some seeds we got last year that we didn't plant. And right here, these are from King Seeds. Right here. And these are our cucumber, Cassandra F1. High yielding with a crisp white flesh. But what makes these so much different is they're all female flowers. No males. Super productive. Now, they're grown in greenhouses a lot. I wish I'd have grew them off last year just to see how productive they're going to be outdoors. But we're going to give them a try. See, and Cleo even loves them. And that, their little prices, there's only 4 seeds in this. And I think I paid $3 per packet. And I got 3 packets. But we're going to give them a try right here and see how they do. And of course, I'll video it, show you how they do. So, that's what we've been up to today and yesterday. You might think, well, that's not a whole lot of work. Well, you'd be surprised. Just get this place whacked back down from all those high grass, high weeds. You just don't mow over it one time. You got to mow over it several times. Bagger clogs up. And you got to dump it out. And continue on. It's just the way of it. But I'll be getting the rest of it tomorrow here in the backyard and around the old raised bed, which is where we're going now. Because many of y'all, or not many, few, said on those radishes, they let theirs flower and go to seed, but they eat the seed pods. And they're so right. You can eat the seed pods. But this year, I'm not going to be eating seed pods because I need the seed. Because, like I said, who knows what kind of seeds we're going to have next year. Right here, you can see the seed pods. Are they tasty? Oh, yeah. And they just got a light touch of radish flavor. And even now, they're not too spicy. Now you can take that, top of salad, or you can pick them all, saute them in some butter, just a touch of garlic, onion powder. Ooh, doggy. They are fine. Well, they are tasty right off the plant. You might want to try that sometime. But we still got to get this all cleared out. And that's on the agenda for tomorrow. We're going to pick us a bunch of these radish leaves. Just like this one right here. And we're going to make us a mess of radish greens too for our supper tomorrow night. I'm already going to tell you, those are going to be tasty. But like always, we don't got to wait till dinner tomorrow. I'm going to pop them in the mouth and enjoy them fresh. And they have something even I didn't know until a few days before all this here COVID-19 mess started. They're high in what's called quercetin. And it's a huge antiviral. In fact, it's been proven to inhibit viruses from able to be attaching to your cells. I did a video on that. Can't remember the title. For those of you who've been on the channel a while, you'll probably remember it. And you'll say something in the comments. Now, I don't know if you could hear it. Mourning doves talking in the background. And then, of course, you can hear an owl, hoot owl. Not sure where that booger's at. He's around somewhere. Magoo. Magoo. Kitty, kitty, kitty. I see you hiding. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's going to attack. Come on, Magoo. Yep. The goose with Papa today. As we go down here, check the truck tires. I gotta water these again. Oh, let's see. As you can see, these radishes coming right along. Oh yeah. We got to get out here tomorrow morning before the rain comes, get these thinned out. We'll take some of these nice little seedlings and hello guys. Of course they're Bo, Cleo and Magoo here. They're checking it out. Now you get out of there, Cleo. No! Guys, can't be stepping on the food. No. And over here, and this one is lettuce. Yeah, we still got some more lettuce popping up. But I must admit, it's a little disappointing. I think we got one right there. Don't know if y'all can see that. Got another one right there. There's more coming up. I watered at night. I gotta get away from here because the kitties are walking on it. They don't know any better. It's just dirt to them. So, as you can see, they're just playful as they can be. They just love Papa. They love being out here with me. Right, Magoo? Let's head around to the front porch and we'll sit and chat a minute or two. Of course, you know, the old man just rambles. Never a minute or two, is it? Well, here they come. Playful little boogers. Come on, guys. Let's go up on the front porch. Sit a spell. Put that down there. Put Papa's gloves, okay? So, that's what we've been up to last day. And that. But what I want to talk to y'all about, I want to talk to you about, you know, the economy. And I know it's bad out there, folks. I know it's brutal. Shut down the country. All except essential workers, you know, grocery stores, pharmacies, restaurants where we can get takeout and all that. I understand that. And now, if y'all watch the coronavirus task force press briefing from the White House, President yesterday, you'll know they came out with a 3-phase plan to reopen America. Now, they did back off from the president having the ultimate power to do it, to letting the governors do it, of course. That's all about that piece of paper that our politicians tend to regard so highly, or disregard so highly, depending on what they want to do. Governors have always had the power over the federal government. But that being said, we're getting ready to open our economy again. Now, some states with fewer cases, we're going to try to reopen first. And those states most hard hit: New York State, Michigan, Louisiana, California, Washington State, maybe later. And like I said, it's all with what the governors want to do. And I agree totally with that. This ain't a Republican thing, a Democrat thing. It's all about people think. Of course, phase 1, phase 2 of this particular plan, people like me, at my age, 64 or older, and those of us with underlying health conditions, we're still going to be sheltering in place. And if we can't, we're going to need to go out with masks, gloves, eye protection, and everything else. Now, when we'll ever get to phase 3 and totally open up the U.S., I don't know. It's not going to be May the 1st, folks. No. Now, I know I saw videos and news reports, people up there protesting in Michigan. They want the whole economy open, back up wide open. They need to work. And I feel for them. I can understand it. But I think if we were to do that, and this is totally my opinion, based on my research and analyzing the situation, I think if we do that, we're going to regret that forevermore. Because I really don't think people are still going to go out and do it right. I have yet to see, now I haven't left the neighborhood here in a while, but I've yet to see anybody with a mask on. And the last time I was out there, as y'all know, because I took y'all with me, nobody had a mask on but me. And then they looked at me, thought I was silly. Now maybe that's changed some since that time, March 16th, who knows. The other thing I want to talk about is food. I talked about that a little bit earlier. Yep, we got meat plants closing. Smithfield's now closed at least 5. I forget how many. Tyson's closed. So that's our pork and our chicken. I know a lot of feedlots are closed. That's our beef. And things are going to get tight on meat. Will it still be available? Yeah, most likely. Is it going to get pricey? Oh yeah, it's going to get pricey. Meat may be out there, but we're going to see prices like which we haven't seen in a long, long time. But there's other things, and if you look back in my videos on Food Crisis 2019, Food Crisis 2020, I already told you we were going to have shortages this year. Those shortages were going to be in processed foods, frozen foods, primarily canned foods, freezer foods, canned veggies, and frozen veggies. Why? Because the planting season last year was terrible. The harvest season was even more terrible. Potatoes are eventually going to be in short supply. If they aren't now, I haven't been out to know, because those harvests were terrible. Sugar is going to be in short supply. So any of you who don't think that's going to be the case, go back and watch my videos and see what I already reported before the COVID-19 crisis ever hit America. Because it was coming, and now with everybody who has bought so much all at one time, that's depleted the supply chain. And you say, well, within weeks that'll recover. No, because people bought way more to put back than they would have normally bought. And in processed vegetables and frozen vegetables, there's only a certain supply. It's not infinity, because it's based on the harvest of the previous season. So what was there was what was there from the 2019 harvest. Once it's gone, it will not be replenished till the 2020 harvest, which will be for like processed vegetables in August of this coming year, this year. Same way with frozen vegetables. It's just way of it. Everything is grown, harvested, comes in, it's processed, and it's either frozen or canned, all within a short period of time. And when that time is passed, it's over for the year. And that's where all that's at. And if you don't believe it, well, in a few weeks to a couple of months, you'll live it. And that's just the way life will be. Another thing that's affecting our food supply system is there's two supply chains. One is consumers, residential, families, individuals, and what have you. The other is food service. And I did a video where I showed you, I think it was my last video where I went to Superfoods, where I showed you the big number 10 cans of different types of vegetables. Those number 10 cans are food service cans. And those normally go to restaurants, whether they're fast food restaurants, standalone restaurants, what have you. In the same way with big boxes of frozen goods that are normally 50 to 100 pounds, whether it be meat, frozen vegetables, what have you. Now, since all the restaurants have shut down, fast food's only takeout. Of course, a lot of people aren't even going to get takeout. A lot of that's still sitting in massive frozen foods warehouses and in huge distribution centers. Now you'll see some of it started coming up for sale on Amazon. I've noticed that a lot of number 10 cans of wet packed foods are now offered on Amazon, albeit the price is about 5 times the price that I showed you when I did that video on Superfoods. It's up around $19, $26 a can, where at Superfoods that same can was a little over $3 or a little over $4. And that's just the way of things. People are going to make money when the opportunity arises in a total capitalistic society. It's just the way it is, folks. Love it or hate it, it's the way it is. So that food is available. Same way with toilet paper. There's a huge supply chain of both residential and commercial. The commercial's still sitting there because the factories are closed, small businesses are closed, restaurants are closed, all that's closed. All that single ply toilet tissue is still there. It's that nice stuff that we all buy for at home, you know, quilted northern and such things. That's in short supply. And yeah, initially a lot of people bought way more than they should have. Some have tried to go back to the stores and get a refund. Not happening. But that huge supply of commercial toilet tissue is still sitting there. Now I have seen some of that too pop up on Amazon, Walmart.com. Restaurants and other businesses have been putting it up for sale on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace and other places like that. So if you're really having a problem with the toilet paper, you might want to check Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, or even eBay. And you can get some of the commercial. Now, it may be in one of those big huge rolls. You may have to lay it on the floor and unravel it, but if you ain't got no toilet paper, that'll work for you. But the last thing I want to talk about is something that's popped up a couple times here. And more here of recent days. And it popped up for a friend of mine, old friend. You might know I've talked to her about her before. She mentioned it, Nell. Which I might add, Chris, unless I didn't say it last video, he's out of the hospital now and seems to be doing well. I appreciate all your prayers for Chris. And Nell seems to be over her problems for the moment. So I can't thank all of y'all enough for your prayers and thoughts to help them. And talking just about prayers for people, I've gotten several requests for prayers for their family members, and they're on my daily prayer list too. I hope you didn't even think beyond a doubt that I wouldn't do that, because I have. But back to the protection part. People have been out of work for quite some time now here in my part of Alabama. People have been out now 3 going on 4 weeks. And a lot of those were poor people, people who worked paycheck to paycheck, made anywhere from minimum wage to $13 an hour. They couldn't afford to stock up on food and other things. They bought what they could, or what's now available. And as all of you know, there's not a lot available right now. Maybe y'all comment down below the video and tell me how things are looking like in your areas on food and, you know, different supplies, toilet tissue, cleaning supplies and that. I think that'd be a great interest to all of us here in our community, in our little virtual neighborhoods. But what's been happening here, and I've seen this, and it started about 2 weeks back. And I live in a small town in south central Alabama. And we don't have a lot of crime. We have some, all places do. But during the week, you hardly ever heard a police siren. About 2.5 weeks back, I started hearing more and more at night. Especially later in the night, from like 10 to 2. And then talking with people around here, there's been more instances of people stealing, breaking in, taking stuff off property. And I already knew that was going to happen. People that are without are going to do whatever it takes to come up with what they need, whether that's food, water, money to buy food and water. They're going to do what they have to for themselves and their family. I think most of you, just like me, would do the same thing. Albeit, hence why I always prepare, so I don't have to resort to such barbaric behavior. But we've all seen that in natural disasters. Remember Katrina? Remember Hurricane Sandy? Remember Hurricane Irwin in Florida? It never takes more than 2 days. And people are out in the streets looting. And people are out screaming for water, screaming for food and such. Why? Because they either don't have the resources or they don't have the forethought to prepare for such events. And that's where we're at now. In fact, it's taken a little bit while longer for this all to start than I even thought it would. Now, the mainstream media, you don't see much about it. Occasionally a story will pop up on the news feed, but they're tiptoeing around it. And there's a lot more of it if you get down and start looking at your local channels. And here again, maybe y'all share some of that, what's happening in your areas and what you're seeing, be an interest to me, and I think it'd be an interest to all of us. And I know having personal protection is a huge issue with people. Some are all for it. Some, not so much. And I'm not going to get into the politics of it. This is all I know. I have never, ever used a firearm because I was mad or wished anybody ill harm. Never crossed my mind. Now, I've never sat down and thought, well, I'll just go out and murder somebody today. Just never been a thought of mine. Now, granted, some people do have those thoughts. and that. But there have been several times in my life where had I not had a firearm to protect myself and my family, would have the outcome ended a lot differently than it did? I can tell you, yes, it would. And my daughter, Ashley, and my grandson, Davey, can tell you about one that happened in 2009, where we had a drug addict come to be, he was a meth addict, break into the house in broad daylight. Now, granted, it was about 6 o'clock in the evening. Now, he didn't realize I was home, but he broke in anyway, and I didn't know it until my daughter started screaming. And he'd made it into the den, into the hall, and she was in the kitchen. Of course, she retreated to her bedroom, locked the door, and was in there with Davey with a baseball bat. Of course, I was asleep because I worked nights then. I jumped up in my tidy whities, grabbed my weapon, ran out of my bedroom through the living room into the kitchen where I confronted this person. And of course, as soon as he seen me in that 45, he made a dash through the hallway, out through the den, crashing through the den storm door, and took off. Just because he took off through the house didn't mean I was going to give up. Nope. No, I continued to follow him on foot in just no more than my Fruit of the Looms, across the cemetery into the woods, where I finally tackled him and subdued him. And at that time, of course, my daughter Ashley had called the police, and they came and arrested him. Now, I could have shot him, but I have never in all my life shot a person in the back. And I'm hoping to make it through the rest of my life without shooting a person in the back. Now, that don't mean you come in the house and you got a weapon and you point it at me. You can almost bet someone's going to die. And it may be the old man, it may not be. But this is one thing I know for sure about having a firearm. And I know a lot of people have jumped out, went and bought a whole lot here recent, that have no idea how to use them, no training, no nothing. And I agree, that's a bad situation. But for me, I'm well trained. I have trained with a firearm thousands of times, literally. And like I said, never used one in anger or in hate. I don't plan on using one now. So, don't know how all of y'all feel about that. Maybe y'all let me know in the comments. But that's another thing. Don't go off on Mr. Tom because of his opinions. These are my personal opinions based on my personal life and experiences. Your personal life and experiences may be different, and that's why you feel the way you do. And see, like I've said so many times before, I respect that. And that's all I can ask of any of y'all. Just respect my life, my experiences, and my opinions. And sometimes you may not agree with me. Sometimes you might. That's part of being a civilization, folks, and having some humanity. To the things we've forgotten up until this COVID-19 crisis descended upon us. And I'm hoping now some of that's been brought back to us. McGee, what you up to? Are you picking on Elrod? Elrod, come over here, buddy. I don't know if y'all can see him. He's down there by the driveway. Elrod. Kitty, 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 kitty. Come here, kitty, 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 kitty. Elrod. You can see there, Magoo ain't having none of that. He's in hunt mode. Of course, I think they're just playing. And then I got little Cleo at my feet. Right, Cleo? Yes, you haven't been on the channel in a while. People been wondering about you. I know you're a mommy. Where are those kittens? Lord knows. What am I going to do with them? Skinny as a rail. And those teats are sticking out because old Magoo was trying to nurse them. So I know you got kittens somewhere. Where are they? Yeah, Papa still loves you. We'll do something. Don't know what. So, there we have it. We got Magoo staked out on the sidewalk, waiting on Elrod over there underneath the holly berries. And Cleo at my feet. Now, for those of you who watched the last video, you'll know when I go in, Trixie ain't gonna be happy. Not one darn bit. And that's just life. She loves Papa too, and she ain't ready to share. But like always, for all of you out there, till I see you on the next video, I want y'all to take extreme care. I want you to stay safe. If you have to go out, I've already showed you what to do. Mask, gloves, wipes, hand sanitizer, glasses of some type, because it's said it can get in through your eyes. And make sure anything you buy, you either quarantine for at least 4 days or more, or wipe down with disinfectant wipes prior to bringing it in the house. I leave stuff in the car if it's not for the fridge. Of course, haven't been out to buy anything in so long. But since day 32, who knows? If they're going to open up the whole place and it's going to be what it's going to be, I may have no choice. And I do wish all of y'all God's blessings on you, your family, your friends, your loved ones. And I want all of us still praying for our healthcare professionals, our frontline workers, all of those. The truck drivers, food service, restaurant workers, grocery store workers. All of those people, they're still working to keep us well fed, healthy, and well supplied. And pray for those who have no choice but to work, because they just don't have the money to sit at home. And with that said, folks, we'll leave you now. I think we got a standoff out there over in the walkway between Elrod and Magoo. Magoo, you ain't gonna let Elrod come over and see Papa? You're not? Here, Elrod, he won't hurt you, buddy. You're a big bully there, Magoo. Come on. He used to be your buddy. You're just getting far too attached, aren't you? There he comes. Oh, there you are, Elrod. Come here, buddy. Come here. Yeah, you just want some petting too, don't you? Papa loves you too. Come on. You give me love bites? I don't know why cats do that. Y'all's teeth are sharp. I know you think that's cute. Thank God I didn't have any women in life that would bite. Okay, guys, I gotta head on in the house. Okay? Gotta rustle up some grub for Papa. Okay? Come on, let me get my gloves and my seeds. And let's head her on in, okay? Here we go. Y'all got food, you got water. Life is good, right, Elrod? Later, all. Trix, you okay? Yeah, well, I learned. I washed my hands. You can't smell the other kitties, can you? I learned. I saw you peeking out of the screen door. What do you got to say for yourself? What? You didn't want to come out and see Papa? And see the kitties? Be part of the kitty crew? Trix. What? No? Okay. Be that way. Okay. I love you though. I'll get you some chicken, okay? 'Cause I love you. You're my baby. Yes, you are.